she might have lived longer, but knowing that this happened and then she was gone, no.
Rebecca Grief's mother, Sandra Garcia, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2016, requiring help with her daily activities. Her family moved her into Ashley Gardens Alzheimer's Special Care Center in July of 2018.
She was a very happy person and she was very social. She had friends there she interacted with. I loved seeing that still in her.
Within 2 years at the facility, Grief says her mother fell multiple times, had bed bugs, and even escaped.
The physicians for these facilities are spread very thin. They ended up putting her mattress on the floor so she couldn't fall out of bed.
On the morning of August 6th, 2020, Grief's phone began to ring.
And they said, your mom, the aide found your mother at 5 a.m. covered in fire ants. Literally every part of her face, her eyelids, her nostrils, her mouth, her ears, behind her ears, in between her fingers, all over her chest, on her back.
What was that like for you emotionally?
I was horrified. I was shocked. I'm just imagining this, my little tiny mother being pulled out of bed, thrown into a shower, getting all these ants rinsed off of her. It took me about the next 24 hours to process this, and I kept thinking, I can't leave her there.
Grief and her family quickly decided to take Garcia out of Ashley Gardens to help her heal in the comfort of their home.
Her eyes were swollen shut. Her mouth was swollen. It was extremely emotional to see her like that, just all slumped in her wheelchair.
Less than 3 weeks later, Sandra Garcia passed away.
It did leave me feeling really, I could have kept this from happening to my mother.
Rebecca Grief filed a lawsuit against Ashley Gardens Alzheimer's Special Care Center for medical malpractice and received a settlement. Since 2017, the facility has been sued 7 additional times for wrongful death, negligence, or medical malpractice.
It's about accountability. It's about finding out what happened. It's about preventing other family members from going through the same thing.
Medical malpractice attorney James Moore is currently suing Ashley Gardens on behalf of John Cease's family. Cease had advanced Alzheimer's when he was placed inside the facility on March 12, 2024.
They thought they had found probably the best facility to care for him. Unfortunately, within about a week of him being there, they were advised of this news, of this injury.
Staff found Cease with a spiral fracture in his arm and multiple fractured ribs. The lawsuit states a Roper St. Francis doctor expressed concern that Cease's injury was inconsistent with a fall, and he may have been the victim of physical violence.
We can't tell who did it. We do know that he can't do it himself. Someone has to twist it.
Ashley Gardens' former executive director called the Charleston Police Department, reporting a possible aggravated assault.
But you don't have any suspect at the time?
I am reporting that I'm unable to determine who did it.
CPD made no arrests, leading Cease's family to take civil action.
I mean, I hope that there'll be criminal accountability, but this is something that we see so often when you have victims that are unable to speak.
John Cease died 6 months after his injury at Ashley Gardens.
This family trusted this facility, paid them a lot of money to send their family member there to get a higher level of care than they could provide, and this happened within a week.
But there is another side to every story. We took our findings straight to Ashley Gardens Executive Director Sarah Kaser, who agreed to answer for the safety hazards we uncovered.
I inherited a lot of longevity team. They've been caring, compassionate, they stuck by me, and then it was expanding our team and finding the right people to care for our residents. I started implementing, file checks, audit checks.
It's important to note that Kaser took the leadership role in September of 2024, and RDO management now oversees Ashley Gardens instead of Sunshine Retirement Living. The majority of lawsuits against the facility happened before 2024. Once you took this position, do you feel like you can confidently say that none of the residents here have been neglected or abused in any way?
100%, I am confident.
Kaser refused to discuss any matters that happened before her time at the facility. When we arrived at Ashley Gardens to interview Kaser, 4 women whose loved ones were once residents wanted to share their support of the facility.
They truly care about the residents here. I was like her. I was able to leave and go home at night and sleep knowing he was safe.
What I see is the care, the compassion, the patience that the staff has with every single person.
Live 5 Investigates received complaints and inspection reports of Ashley Gardens from the Department of Public Health from 2023 until 2026. Anonymous complaints detail understaffing, patients escaping, and more residents having dangerous falls.
So unfortunately, staff members from the past who are disgruntled because they were reprimanded. I've had that threat in the past where they've called the, state DPH.
The facility received 0 out of 100% on multiple DPH inspections for medications not being given to patients, missing medical records, residents not being checked in on, and employees not receiving background checks. But DPH never took any action against Ashley Gardens.
They're doing the best that they can, but they can't do it all. It's rare that we see real accountability through that process.
Without stronger state oversight, families like Garcia's are left to fight for loved ones who can no longer speak for themselves.
She was a little tiny thing and very, if it weren't for the Alzheimer's, my mother could outlast anybody.
But how do you know which facilities are the safest for your loved ones? Make sure to report any problems to the Department of Public Health, search the public index for any lawsuits against a facility, and do as much research as you can. Ask people for their recommendations. For Live 5 Investigates, I'm Emily Johnson.